What's up, everybody? It's your boy Will DC, your friendly neighborhood part-time collector, and your JRPG connoisseur. Welcome back to the channel, and this time I know my glass is so crooked. Ew, I can't wait till I go get this new set soon. Jesus. Anyways, we are going to be discussing my quick thoughts about the SaGa Emerald Beyond demo. I ain't gonna say I've been a huge fan of the series, but I recently got into the series like a couple years ago. Finally started wanting to go through the games and just kind of get a grip of how they feel and just enjoy their style of play. So now we're here with a brand new SaGa game, and it's been years since they've had a brand new one. Like, they've done the remasters and the remakes, but I guess those have done so well, plus the mobile game doing so well, they wanted to bring a new one to the table. So let's see what SaGa Emerald Beyond brings to the table. So I spent an hour and some change playing the SaGa Emerald Beyond demo, and my impressions of the game going straight off as a whole, once again, I just have to say the SaGa series always makes some unique games, and unique is definitely going to be the word to describe this one, just like you would describe SaGa Scarlet Graces, SaGa Frontier, the Romancing SaGa series in general. All of these games within this series are just flat out unique. Everything about them is just so different in comparison to their contemporaries around them, like the Dragon Quest, the Final Fantasies, the Mana series, the Front Missions, the Final Fantasy Tactics, anything that Square had just had a hand in putting out. Completely different from what anything that SaGa has just been able to do over its almost 4 decade lifespan. Forgive me for my stumbling, but I'm just here to just tell it like it is about this game. I've sat down with this demo, and I have to say that I finally got a taste of what the Scarlet Grace battle system is like, because this battle system is very much similar to it, where you have 10 stars on the line, but depending on the formation that you use, because in SaGa there is formation for your 5-man team, but there's also a support unit that you can have as well that can add like a specific effect to your team. And with the character that I had for my demo, because there are 3 different demos out, one for the Switch, one for PC, one for PlayStation. I played the PlayStation version, which features the male character Tsunenori Mito, and he ends up having control of these 4 puppets called Kugutsu. And with these characters, with these puppets, really, I don't know why I say characters, because they're not necessarily real per se, but with them they all have different attributes about them. One has a gun, one is a martial artist, one uses a sword, and the other one's kind of like a ninja or an assassin in a way, because she can cast spells and she can use short knife skills. This game, the best way to put it is, like I said, it's unique in the sense that everything that this game has to offer you and how much this game has to show you is like in bundles. So if you've never sat down with a SaGa game, this game is going to teach you everything, not everything you need to know, but it'll teach you everything you need to know within its confines. Because going back and playing any of the older games, such as the ones on the Game Boy or the ones on the Super Nintendo, even the remake of the very first game that's on the PlayStation 2 and on the PS4 and 5 right now and on PC, you still have like a bit of a learning curve ahead of you with these games. These games are very like, what's the word for them? Hard, in a way. I'd say they're hard, or more or less, they're very like loaded with so much stuff for you to be able to do. They're super loaded. Like, I'll try to explain the gameplay aspect of it. Now, back then, like Romancing SaGa 1, 2, 3, even SaGa Frontier 1, and maybe even SaGa Frontier 2, as I haven't played SaGa Frontier 2, those games are all turn-based, and everyone just kind of picks an action and everything plays out. It works out the same way here within this game, but with the way Scarlet Graces and Emerald Beyond works is that you start off and everybody it's a collective pool of points. It comes up on the screen as a set of stars. You get 5 of them at the start, or maybe more depending on the formation that you use. Those are your points to set out to do skills on your characters. And your characters can all have skills that range from within 1 star to maybe 3 star, sometimes maybe even a little higher, and you select those actions for those characters to do. But when you select those actions, whoever didn't get a chance to get in action has to defend on that turn, and everything is on a timeline right in front of you. So sometimes you can pick an action, it'll move you ahead to be able to hit something, or if you get your characters close together for combos, like if all of their icons line right up within the timeline when you get ready to start the fight, you can also end up getting like combos and kill off enemies a lot faster, or get stronger attacks within everything. It's really interesting. Plus, on top of that, I have to say this game has this. I don't know if Scarlet Grace has it, but this game has it. When you're on the map and you're running around and you're doing like the story and your quest, there is a chance you will end up trying to do something in particular, and there are fights to be had in certain events. So when you go to those events and you start messing with them, you will see if there is a fight. You will see that there is an unknown enemy. You'll see question marks for that enemy, but you'll also see a difficulty for the fight, letting you know how easy or how hard the fight may be. I think that's a really good choice that they made to kind of show you like, hey, you can get into this game and find yourself learning how to do certain things, or, you know, getting used to the gameplay cycle, because the cycle of this game is literally non-linearity. And when you're starting out, at least in this demo that I played, there's so many routes that you can go. When you first start out, you get one route because that's the route you find, but then once you finish going that one out, you do one more and it gives you 3. There's one that's like the one that you need to go to, and then there's 2 more that you don't necessarily have to go to, but you can, because that's just giving you something to do. That's really the big thing with SaGa games, at least I've noticed currently in the later part of the series with the Frontier games and Scarlet Grace, and with this one, is that you are pretty much kind of free to roam as you see fit. Like, you are there, like, this is your choice, you make it, you go do this, you go do that, you come back, you do these things here. Sometimes some things may be locked off to you, you can't go do those anymore, or sometimes you can finish one thing and then hop back to the main line, and you might miss that little minor thing that you didn't do. It may lock you out of a weapon, may lock you out of a fight. But the interesting thing that this game also does is, on certain dialogue options, you can hit the square button to rewind, and if you make a choice that you didn't like, you can hit the button and it'll take it back and you can make a different choice, which will give you a chance to really redo something if you didn't like that decision. Because like in mine, I ended up being almost like a test subject for somebody that was in like the distant future, being a like department head, and when they shipped it there on. I almost did that, but I decided to end it because I'm like, I'm not about to help him build something that may end up killing me, you know. I didn't want to take no chances on that. But SaGa is super interesting, super interesting, and I'll talk a little bit more on this part here. The art style of this game, different, very different. If you've seen some bits and pieces of what the art looks like and how it looks and how it presents itself, there's something I also want to talk about as well, is that this game presents itself more in like a visual novel fashion. I know the previous game, Scarlet Grace, did do that, where, you know, this game doesn't get the biggest chunk of money put behind it like you would with the Dragon Quest, the Final Fantasies, and the Mana series, which is shaping up to be really good right now. But this game here, it kept the same style that the previous game did, this one and Unlimited Saga, which came out way back on the PS2. So there is this whole, just like, it's stills, there's dialogue, there's everything under the sun right there. And this right there, the art is okay, it's interesting, but if you've seen some of the key art, you may know that that's some of the lead artist stuff. That's Tomomi Kobayashi stuff. That's her like main art that she does, and her art is amazing. And there's nothing against this, but it's just the way this game is presented to you. It can definitely throw you off if this is not what you're used to. If you're used to having, you know, full control or like full CG cutscenes, or like those in-game engine cutscenes where you get the dialogue talk to you. There's even dubbing in this game that I did not know, that I did not think about, but there is dubbing in this game. So there is some voice line from characters, some in battle, some here, some there. Forgive me, I have to work. But it's just so interesting that they finally got some voicing going on in these games, and I think that's a nice touch, a nice plus, because it also gives the player something to hear, something to look forward to, instead of just having to read all the text out loud to themselves, especially if you end up finding yourself wanting to stream this game, like I more than likely will when it comes out. And I'm very much I'm proud of Square for actually wanting to put more into this series, because this game deserves another chance. This series in general just really deserves another chance, because I think it can be much greater than what it is. But I just hope that Emerald Beyond does sell more, because I think those remakes plus the mobile game doing so well as it has for like over the past 5 years so far has really helped brought this game to the forefront, and I pray that everything goes well with it. I do want to also talk about music. I forgot about that. The music in this game, very good, very, very good. I stand 10 toes down on Kenji Ito being one of the best composers that Square has, and this is like nothing against guys like, this is nothing against Yoko Shimomura, this is nothing against Masashi Hamauzu, this is nothing against the Godfather himself, Nobuo Uematsu, this is nothing against them, but Kenji Ito, I hope he gets his flowers, continues to get his flowers while he's still here with us and he's still working on games. The guy's amazing at what he does, and I just can't get enough of the music, because I still listen to some of SaGa Frontiers tracks to this day right now, and some of the old RS2, RS1 tracks. He's really good. He's really, really good. But really, I don't have much else to say. Is that my biggest thing is this: where this game is releasing, and if I was to look at my calendar, well, at least my my RPGX corner, where things are getting ready to come out. This game comes out on the 20. I just seen it. This game comes out on the 25th, which is 2 days after Tales of Kinzarazao. 2 days, 2 days after Aiden Chronicle is on the same day as Pine Harbor, but I can't guarantee that that's gonna be anything. But it also comes out the day before Sandland, the day before Stellar Blade, which I did a slight review on, and then it's around just so many games, and I hope it sells. I pray for this game's success as someone who is a fan of the series. I want the series to kind of continue in a way, but I also hope that it just does well. That's really my thing. I hope it does well, because it deserves some type of attention. It really does. It really does. So let's bring some attention to this and help SaGa get like another new game in a couple years that'll hopefully be like a bit more bigger on the budget side. So that's all I can really think of right now for this game. I'm gonna get it. It's not even full price. It'll be $49.99 on its release. Sadly, we're only getting it digital from what I know. Japan is getting a physical edition because, of course, and they're gonna get some crazy limited edition that's gonna have a little statue of one of the mascots, Mr. S, or as I know him from the older games as Sensei. He's gonna be a thing in there, so yeah. But that's enough of my thoughts here. Tell me what you think. Do you think SaGa Emerald Beyond is going to be pretty good? Do you think it'll at least sell well enough for it to see another game in the future? Do you think that the mobile game is still going to have to help kind of carry it a little forward, because the game is still going pretty strong right now as we constantly running through like new things to catch up to Japan's version of the game? Just anything, any comments you leave below will be great. Just, like, comment, subscribe. That's all I'm going to tell to you. And I'm going to show y'all a little bit of the gameplay that I do have. You probably already see some of my gameplay here, but I'm going to show you how the battles kind of work. So I'll leave that here to you. I love you. Take care. And I'll be back soon. Peace.
I've got your back! gotta do this again?
By deciding on a target in advance, allies can hit foes with surprise attacks launched immediately after they act. This is called a pursuit.
The first blow is mine.
Humans will sometimes perform new techs based on the one they just used. This is called a custom tech.
Yeah, not half bad. Gotta love it. Just let me handle everything.